There's a big rivalry in F1, and F1 has always come with its own rivalry one way or the other. And one of the biggest rivalry in F1 is Ayrton Senna and Alan Prost. We've had the days of James Hunt and Niki Lauda, but a lot of people have been talking about Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen's 2021 championship here, and who Lewis Hamilton is to F1 and who Max Verstappen is to F1. I think I'll clear that first. Lewis Hamilton represents F1 as a whole. The old, the present, the young, the future of F1. While Max Verstappen represents the Gen Z, the generation now, present, and the future of F1. Lewis Hamilton started his F1 career in 2007. He has won 7 world championships. He's raced for McLaren, Mercedes, and he's now racing for Ferrari, in which he had his first season as the worst season of his career. While Max Verstappen has raced for Toro Rosso and Red Bull. Toro Rosso and Red Bull are the same because Toro Rosso, Racing Bull, Racing Car Bull, whatever racing, they are all Red Bulls. It's just a sister Red Bull team. That's just. Max Verstappen came into Formula 1 in 2015. The turning point for these two came in 2021, and this is where the story gets wicked. Lewis Hamilton since 2015 has brought crazy dominance, mad one to F1, and everybody have said because he had a fast car. But the funny thing is, if he had a fast car, he would have won all the races. Lewis Hamilton's victory were not based on fast car. And certainly I will tell you, Max Verstappen's victory were never based on fast cars. You can either believe me or not. See, I can sometimes, like we all get, boily, crazy, especially with the 2021 issue, but that is where the middle part of the story started, and that is where it ended. And that was the year that defined Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen came into F1 in 2015 as a 17-year-old, the youngest driver in F1 then, and from 2016, after 4 races, he was promoted to Red Bull team. And the funny thing was, he has never disappointed, though he had this rough time. But you know, the Max Verstappen we also was a rookie, a young chap that has the talent, that has a future in F1 and would do great things in F1 until 2020. Everything changed in 2020 when he started looking at Lewis Hamilton like, hold up, guy, you can't just be the best. I can beat the best and be the best. And in 2020, he started doing some amazing races. Though he was not so close to Lewis Hamilton, but he was doing some amazing races. And see, the funny thing is, those years Lewis Hamilton dominated. When he wants to win a race, he wins unconditionally. At least in a season, 80% of his victories will be under the social distance rule. He creates distance. He feels in another world. So he's not just saying, oh, he has a good car. Hold on. If he has a good car, those races he didn't win would have been perfect victory for him because other drivers were making mistakes. You know, in 2017, 2018, he capitalized on Sebastian Vettel's failure. That year, Mercedes never had a fast car. Sebastian Vettel was really doing a great job. He was just out there, as in, he was telling everybody he has the best car. Unfortunately for Ferrari, Lewis Hamilton kept on raking points, getting close. Victories he would have break their back. He would not have. He would be in second or third. He was just there. Capitalizing on Sebastian Vettel's failure in Germany, in Brazil, all those races, Vettel and Ferrari were making mistakes. He kept on raking the points and he won the championship. That is it. That is what a good driver does. He does not wait till he has the best car. He capitalizes on others' mistakes. And so Max Verstappen also, those years, he made his own mistakes, but he was capitalizing on others' mistakes. Where he can rake points, he rake points. He did excellent job, and in 2020 he came, it was like he needs to do a good job. He could not do that good job in 2020, but in 2021 that was the year of his beginning, and that was the year that broke the camel's back, and that year made Max Verstappen who he is today in F1. In 2021 he just came up. Yeah, Red Bull had a fast car. It's all about aerodynamics. Mercedes never improved their car from 2020. They didn't bring up upgrades up until middle of the season when they started bringing upgrades, and it was beats because they were like, the car is fast. And remember, in 2020 that car was so fast that in some races he was almost lapping the whole. That's how fast Lewis Hamilton was. And remember, his teammate, whenever he would beat his teammate would not be close. It would be like at least 10 seconds away from his teammate. At least in some races 20, 30, 40, 50 seconds away from his teammate. It's no joke. That is when you know that it's not just the car, it's the driver. Lewis Hamilton did this job to the extent that when he came in 2021, This young lad, Max Verstappen, was like, guy, we are going in it together. And when both of them started this season, go and check 2021 season, it was just two drivers. It's either they are ready to kill each other or they are out there giving others behind them, except they are pitting on any of them is pitting on the last lap to get the fastest lap. Even after getting it, you still see them like 10 seconds ahead. It's no joke. These guys, the two guys, as in Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton in 2021, they were creating a new rule for F1 rule. That new rule was called social distancing rule. If both of them are not going to kill each other, they will just be like, guy, how far? They are in front. Everybody, their teammates, they leave them behind, as in they are in another world. They are sojourning in another planet. Those 18 other drivers are like, well, they've left us. Guys, how do we do it? That is what they create. And that is the chemistry these guys brought into racing. You don't just say it's about the car. It's about the driver. These guys are talented drivers. And look at it. From 2014, we've not seen drivers like these two chaps before. After 2021, we thought 2022 we will see the same thing, but Mercedes failed in the car they brought. The car was a total shithole, and Lewis Hamilton fell out. And Max Verstappen said something. He said if he had the same 2021 season in 2022, he would break. Actually, he didn't have the same season. He had a very easy 2022 season, which he didn't really enjoy. But that also made him a champion he is today. Because if you look at the 2022 season, he never had anybody to challenge him. And I tell you, even till 2025 season, he never had anybody to challenge him because the McLaren boys were not his match. Either you like it or not, either you believe it or not, the McLaren boys, let me say it again, the McLaren boys were not Max Verstappen's match. In races he won, he outclassed the McLaren boys. McLaren boys never really outclassed anybody. Only in some few races you see them about 20-30 seconds away, but aside from that, you would understand that this guy, Max Verstappen, is on another level. With what we saw with Lewis Hamilton in 2021, that man is on another level. If he has a good car, that guy would do the unthinkable. 2021 season will tell you everything I'm telling you. These guys are on another level. The way they think, the way they race is different. I can bet it with you, if these two guys have two great machineries in 2026 is going to be a deal breaker. Because when Lewis Hamilton was leading or ranting or raking the championship he had, do you know the funny thing? We watch races because there was competition. So it's not just the car. When Max Verstappen was raking his own, there was no competition. Sometimes you sleep. You'd already know before the beginning of the race that this guy is going to. He is so focused. He really makes mistakes. He is just in the car. He is the rule book. He is the judge. He is the steward. He is the driver. He is the team engineer. He is the race engineer. He is the team principal. He does everything right in the car. And that's the spirit when you have a very good car and a car you can trust. It's not just having a good car. Have a car you can trust. You know, when you want it to turn here, it turns. When you want it to turn here, it turns. When you want it to do this, the car does it. There is nothing you want to do with the car that it can't do. You trust the car. You are going to use the car to the best of your knowledge. And that is what Max Verstappen had. So, those two guys are great racers and they are the future of F1 today. Probably tomorrow, after seeing McLaren and Lando Norris win this, maybe we will see the best of Lando Norris. But the young guns coming in, Kimi Antonelli, Isaac Aja. I pray Isaac Aja's career gets the best he needed in Red Bull. Oliver Bierman, Gabriel Bortoleto, these guys are going to do marvelous things. But who will shine that I can see amongst these young guys I called? You know, I didn't call everybody. I can only call Gabriel Bortoleto, Oliver Bierman, Kimi Antonelli, and Isaac Aja. Those guys were the standout performers of the 6 rookies. But the best, I think, or the 2 guys I believe will do great things, will change the face of F1 in future. I still think Kimi Antonelli and Isaac Aja, those guys are marvelous drivers. They made few mistakes in the 2025 season, but they're still young. We've seen a lot of young drivers make mistakes, but these guys know when they make mistakes and they know when to correct their mistakes. They know how to correct their mistakes. They know when to sit down with their team and get themselves back, put their heads together, stay focused. These guys are going to be the future of F1. Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton have done their bit. Max Verstappen has won 4 championships in a row. Lewis Hamilton won 4 championships in a row for his team Mercedes. And you know the funny thing, it's going to be very interesting getting into 2026 and seeing all the cars having highlight of performance in which all the drivers can set a tone of then you are going to enjoy the 2026 season. It's not going to be funny. You cannot imagine what 2026 will bring, but I tell you, it's going to be very interesting. The last 15 years of F1 holds it high to these two champions, Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. And I can tell you, these two guys are one of the greatest drivers in F1. Whether you like it or not, get emotional about it. They are one of the greatest drivers ever to grace the track of F1, and the future will certainly keep seeing these guys as one of the greatest. Lewis Hamilton might not have won for some time. Max Verstappen might not have the best of 2025. We don't know what 2026 holds for these two drivers, but I can tell you their names will be written amongst the greats in top 3. Thank you for watching the video. Also, if you've not subscribed, it doesn't take you anything to subscribe. You're not paying for subscription. Please subscribe, share, ask questions. I love you guys. Thank you. Bye.